All right, everybody, welcome to this reading. Going to look into the Twin Flame Collective right now. We're going to plug into that. Let's see where we're going with it. Bring out any messages for those watching, please. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Mary Jo. Hello. And we talk about ascension here, and we talk about a lot of topics here. In fact, this week in Pathfinders, we're going to be talking about synchronicities and how to tell them, how to tell that you're getting a synchronicity, what to do with it, how to get around the fear of taking steps regarding, when you get guidance. All right, so we're going to talk about that in our Pathfinders group. A lot of you watching Twin Flame readings are in my Pathfinders group, so just want to let you know what's coming up this week. And also on the astrology group this week, we are going to get deep into Venus and Mars and how that works in a couple's chart, because we're talking twin flame this week. All right, that's my astrology group. All of those links are below if you want to come on, bring it. All right, a leg up. Peace. That feels pretty good to me. Peace. Buy the book. And Treasure Island. So there's something here to be said for doing things, forgive me, the right way. Okay, we are in a time when we're dealing with Saturn in retrograde. Sorry, my lights are freaking out here. When we're dealing with Saturn in retrograde, and I feel like some of you might have to go back to a lesson over this next few months, go back and review. There might be a time where you have a sort of a breather or a break, and you don't really have any guidance coming through or anything like that, and you're just kind of like floating along, right? In the Northern Hemisphere, we're in summertime, and that can be a time when you're just kind of floating along. You're just kind of, being in the moment more. And some of you, this message is directed at just some of you. Some of you might have taken a shortcut and in some kind of lesson, and it got you where you wanted to go, and that's fine. Like in the immediacy of an experience, you took some kind of shortcut, but now you got to go back and do it by the numbers. And I feel like that's going to happen over the course of the next 4 months. So I know this is a bigger reading right away. I know that this is more of a guided sort of big picture reading. And I feel like you'll be rewarded for that effort. Okay, I feel like you'll be rewarded for that effort. There is some kind of break in the action here, maybe between you and your twin flame or something like that, but a lesson that you may have learned in your head, like thinking, like you see, okay, I get it, right? Like you might have even said it, okay, I get it. But, this shortcut has already been taken. And so, I've reaped some kind of benefit from that shortcut. But now you're going to be directed back to the beginning of that particular lesson, not back to the beginning of your spiritual journey necessarily, but definitely in terms of the lesson. Okay. So Queen of Swords, Magician, Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the Strength card. So this says to me that you cannot reap all the benefits, happiness, and joy with your divine partner or on this spiritual path without learning the steps it took to get there, okay? Some of you came into union with your twin. There's internal union within you. That's what signals coming into union with a twin, when you have internal union. And I'm getting a bit of like a lucky break, or someone helped you by, giving you some kind of guidance that help you leap over parts of this journey. And now to have satisfying happiness, sustainable happiness that won't bounce off anymore, you're going to have to learn some kind of lesson. You are manifesting this in. Page of Pentacles is definitely about learning the lesson. It's almost like, oh boy, it's almost like you might not value this as much if you don't do these lessons or if you don't go back and learn these lessons. All right, so this is for the collective. I will pull cards for divine feminine and divine masculine. In the extended, I will pull cards for each zodiac sign to give you some deeper guidance. Okay, so here we are with the Two of Pentacles. This is definitely a time when things could go this way or that, when things could completely fall apart or completely come together. And I don't feel like you know which one it is yet. All right. I feel like you don't know which one it is. You're just kind of waiting here. This is an energy of peace, but it's also an energy of I'm waiting for the universe to tell me what to do next. I'm waiting for some guidance. Death. That's the opportunity. The opportunity is for massive change. And so it's like you can't, this is not taking any action, right? There might not be any action happening right now. And that's going to come to an end very soon. I just want, oh yeah, Knight of Swords. The universe is saying to you, hey, you don't see this coming, but this energy is coming toward you quickly. Knight of Swords. We'll talk more about that. Ace of Pentacles, really wanting to plant a long-term for the long term. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Swords, again, not taking action. Wheel of Fortune. This has already shifted. I'm talking to a group of twin flames who's like they're right on the precipice of this being completely transformed in your life. All right, let's see what else we get here. Seven of Wands. Boy, are you resistant to this? The Sun, the King of Wands, and the Four of Swords. So much inaction here. So much inaction, so much pushback. Why so much pushback? I don't want to go back to the beginning. I want to start from here. Okay, so there's a sense of like, okay, I've stood up where I needed to stand up. I've done this work of boundaries. That's good. The very next step should be happiness, transformation. But hold on, there's some kind of connection with the universe that you're missing. All right, you're missing something. And it's coming quick. There's a situation that's coming quickly toward you where you need this lesson to be learned so that you can deal with what's coming next. Talk to me about what this lesson is. Seven of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. I feel like you or your twin are moving on from a connection with somebody who's very manipulative, and they're just going to show up like, okay, I'm here, but they haven't really done the work of dealing with that karmic energy. They haven't really done it. So yes, that's right. Ace of Wands on the bottom. They're going to, I feel like they might even lie to you about it, but you're going to know in your intuition, you're going to know. Queen of Swords and the Magician. So you're showing up, if I'm talking to a group of divine feminines, which I believe I am, you're going to see this magician. For you might not be the one that's skipping steps, but they are. Okay. And it won't be real happiness if the challenges had not been met. It's almost like the movie is not satisfying if you just skip to the ending because you missed all the stuff in the middle. You don't know why this is such a big deal. You don't know, and it doesn't seem very satisfying. You kind of have to go through the twists and turns. What's the lesson here that needs to be learned? So what are we jumping over? What are we jumping over? Healing, the Star card. Healing, codependency, the World, and the Page of Wands, becoming a beginner again. So we're needing to go back and learn and heal from something. I feel like your twin is somebody who is trying to get away from a karmic energy, and they have not yet faced the monster. And I don't mean that karmic person's a monster. I just mean they haven't faced their fear yet about what they need to do, and they haven't spoken honestly or directly to them, to this person. They haven't learned what the contract is. They don't know what the contract is. It could be different for each one of your connections here. And there's something here about you needing to learn a lesson around your own kind of healing. Whatever's going on for you, you're mirroring what they need to do. You're mirroring the fact that you also need to go back and be direct and speak directly, and also learn what it is to be codependent. I feel like some of you are kind of taking up the slack for this person not doing their work. Okay. And that's something that it's not sustainable. All right. It's not sustainable. So you almost have to go. I mean, I hesitate to say to go back to the beginning, but there is something about that. And I feel like I feel like I'm talking to divine feminines who don't want to go back to the beginning of this relationship. They feel like starting in the middle, or like we've already come through so much together. And that's true. But there's a real benefit to starting all over. There's a real benefit here to starting all over. So the thing you might have learned, divine feminine, is that you have been waiting for this other person to get their shit together. And really, it's kind of you who need to get it together in terms of healing. So let's get some cards for divine feminine and then divine masculine. First, I'm going to get some ascension guidance cards here. Okay. Divine creativity, receiving cosmic intelligence. Queen, divine feminine. This is the sacral chakra. Open your heart, set loving boundaries. That's 7 of Wands. No, you can't come back to me right now. You haven't done the work. Something like that. The electric, creative expression. There's a couple of cards here around creativity, divine creativity, and the electric, creative expression. This is sacral chakra. And it's funny, I was actually, when I was doing my journal, my reading for myself and my journaling this morning, I was remembering a synchronicity. So like I said, we're going to talk about this in Pathfinders, but I was remembering a synchronicity that happened while I was in Florence with my friend. And it was raining, and she was taking a video of these beautiful buildings and museums that we were standing around. And right as she was panning, this woman opened her umbrella, and it was orange, right? Orange. It was the color of the sacral chakra, the color of creativity. And my friend didn't really register that until she looked at the video again. All of a sudden there was this bright orange burst. And we had been talking about the sacral chakra, divine sexuality between twin flames. We've been talking about the hooks that get in people from relationships, from karmic relationships because of sex. We're talking about that. And we were also talking about the ability to open one's heart when there has been damage between lovers. It's not always the heart that's damaged. There's a hook in the sacral chakra that needs to be, and you need to go back to the beginning. So there's something here about starting over again. And you might not want to hear that, but I feel like that's, you do your clearing work and your healing work. And then when the divine partner shows up, it's like we're starting all over again. Okay. So divine feminine for you, King of Wands. King of Wands shows up in this reading too. King of Wands, Ace of Cups. It's underneath. There's that 10 of Wands, the Devil card, 2 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles again, and the 10 of Pentacles. So when you start over, when you make an investment, all right, and you start building it on a fresh ground, that's what the Tower does. is it eliminates all of this baggage. Okay, in this instance, it's illuminating what needs to be removed. And I feel like it's all the stuff that's happened. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Recently, in the last few months or something, all the things that have happened in the last few months, so that this can go the distance. There's definitely something here that will be more satisfying if you start again. And I also feel like what's being said here to the divine feminine, this is the card of you, divine feminine, and it's the King of Wands, very masculine energy, fire energy, the wand energy, a king. This is super masculine. And I feel like that's the thing that needs to be healed. Any kind of masculine overcompensating. It's almost like you don't trust the feminine energy to receive. You don't trust the receiving of things. You don't receive compliments easily. You're having a hard time taking in love. That's something for the feminine to heal. Like that was a message for somebody specifically, that you're having a hard time taking in love. That's got to be healed. And it can have come from either family patterns or and it shows up in your romantic history. So I'm going to give you some homework. Yay, homework. I want you to go into your memory bank. If you have a journal, even better. But go back to your relationships and really look at each one of them, the significant lover relationships, intimate partnerships, whatever, and look and see about the unhealed pieces of you. It's time to give them some love so that you can receive love from another person without that baggage. It's not just the other person that has baggage. Okay? It's not just the divine masculine. So let's get some messages for you, divine masculine. 3 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. Magician. You're definitely the magician here, masculine. 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 4 of Cups. I feel like the masculine doesn't believe in magic, doesn't believe that this will be good, that this connection will be good, absolutely believes that all relationships are hurtful ones. And I feel like the masculine is kind of terrified here of this 10 of Cups. All right. So the masculine's kind of terrified of it because of their experience. So the masculine may have different wounds, but they're parallel. They're parallel. It's almost like what you experience, divine feminine, you, masculine, experience the other side of it. Like the mirror image of it. So if, for example, if you were involved in a lot of third party, if you have a pattern of that, and you were the one who, the archetype of the damsel in distress, or the archetype of the femme fatale, or the archetype of I'm the victim in this, or whatever archetype you were in. I'm just using third parties as an example because I do see that there needs to be something healed here. And it's coming right up for me that it has to do with baggage of a nature that if this person is with a karmic, then you're needing to heal your connection to any third parties, right? That's exactly what you're needing to heal. The masculine is may have been the victim, whatever the archetype is for the masculine. They might have been the aggressor or the victim or something like that in third parties. The 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, and you can't build on that. You cannot build on that. So there's a sense of like, oh my God, if I let go of my karmic, I'm afraid of the reality of love. I'm afraid of that because I don't really believe in that or something like that. They don't believe that relationships are can be good. And so that's the reason why they're not moving on from their karmic, because at least it's kind of like the devil, versus what if I do this and it doesn't work out or something like that. It's easier just to stay in kind of a limerent place. Mm. Lots of healing needs to come through here. So a little bit of guidance. 10 of Wands, Knight of Wands, 8 of Cups, the Star. So much healing. All right. So much healing is necessary right now. And I just get the feeling this has something to do with either being lovers or becoming lovers or resisting becoming lovers. It has something to do with that. There's fear around that on both sides. The feminine has fear of becoming trapped or becoming a lover to this masculine, especially if they don't leave. Okay, especially if they're not ending their connection with a karmic. The masculine fears starting over, fears any kind of connection because they've been so devastated by whatever has gone on with this karmic. They've become so devastated, like feeling unloved, underappreciated, whatever it is. It's like it's safer for me to stay in this. I'm already disappointed by this person. If I move on and go to my twin and that disappoints me too, I will never recover. All right, so let's continue on with this reading. I'm going to go deeper into these ascension, especially this divine creativity. And we'll talk about that sacral chakra some more. I'll pull cards for each zodiac sign and let's see where this reading takes us. What action needs to happen? Going back to the beginning? All right, link is below. If you want to continue on with me, I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.